Hello everyone and welcome to Hannah's Art Space. It is nice to have you here. For those who are new, my name is Hannah. In this space we chill out while I draw. Feel free to draw with me or just hang out. There's no pressure to type in the chat, but it's always welcome. I will try my best to keep up with the chat, but sometimes I get really in the zone. So I apologize if I don't get to your chat right away. How is everyone doing today? Dark and Soul, hi, how are you? And I see Katie's joined us as well. So I have made the decision that I am probably going to finish the cat one, the cat picture that I was working on in a short. I will show the rest of it, or you can just look at it on my Instagram. I'll post it there too. But I want to jump right into the next one because I'm very excited about it. So we'll get right on to here. So what I want to draw today is actually a show that I fell in love with. Oh, I'm glad you're doing really well. But as an adult, I fell in love with this series for some reason. But I mean, people are allowed to have their interests and stuff, even if it may not really match your age. But like, I don't let it run my life. So if anyone's ever watched My Little Pony, specifically the Gen 4, the Friendship is Magic one, there is a character called Princess Luna, and her backstory was definitely very interesting to me, just because of the fact that like it's kind of sad. Because firstly, like there's the two princesses. There's the older one, Celestia, who raises and sets the sun, and Luna, who controls the moon. And Luna would get very jealous of her older sister for always having all of their subjects out and playing and enjoying the sunshine while they just slept and kind of shunned away the night. So she became very resentful and turned into an evil character called Nightmare Moon. She came back and she kidnapped her sister, and 25 and still love Pokemon, no judgment here, yeah. First stream I'll probably watch a full. I'm really busy. Andrew mentored your streams, not all on purpose. That's okay. If you don't watch an entire stream, that's completely fine. It's nice to have you here regardless. But this backstory really interested me, and I like to see like a lot of dark stuff for some reason. Like I watched a lot of these they're speed paints, but it's like the princess deaths and like the main 6 deaths, and I think that the drawing style and like the creativity that they brought into it was so cool. That's not what I wanted to do. Is enjoying Pokemon above 18 actually judged? I feel like it's less judged, but I mean, just kind of depends. I don't judge anybody, but I know that there's some people who are like, you still like cartoons? How old are you again? But I'm definitely not one of those people, and I don't condone being like that because people are allowed to be interested in whatever they wanted. Gotta make sure you smash that like button. Yep. I was actually talking to my cousin today, and he was like, you gotta start getting used to saying get like and subscribe, which I probably should say more, but sometimes I feel like it just sounds really like cringy coming out of my mouth. Other people can say it doesn't sound super cringy, but it feels weird. I have an automatic message that goes into chat that reminds everybody, so I don't have to do it. But drawing these types of characters are very fun for me. I'm just trying to decide. I think I'm going to do this. So what did you guys all do today? I had a pretty eventful day, actually. Yeah, this character is what they call an alicorn, which basically means that it has Pegasus wings and a unicorn horn. Literally did nothing. I've been pretty much go all week. So this is my first day to just chill. I feel that. Honestly, working in retail, it definitely doesn't feel like you ever get any like days to yourself, and when you have your days off, you're so exhausted. But you did get a fourth cat. I've only got 2 myself. What kind of cat did you get? My cats, I'm pretty convinced that one of them has Maine Coon in him. But that's just because he's so fluffy and his coat's so thick, and it's like I'm 95% sure. Can't remember the breed for the life of me, but it's blonde. Almost like an orange tabby, perhaps. Work at a guitar center, lol. You get to sell guitars, teach, which I love. That sounds kind of fun, I'm not even gonna lie. You say blonde, is it like, it could just be like an orange tabby. Because mine definitely has tabby in her. Very light orange. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen a good, like, light orange tabby. But, I mean, I'm not a cat expert. But I love me a good orange tabby. Orange cat just, they give off the good energy. I went through like a huge phase when I was growing up where I would draw My Little Pony characters. Like I had my own character, which I might draw on stream at some point. She was like the princess of ice and snow and stuff. We only get like maybe 50-ish customers a day, so half the day I'm just cleaning guitars, changing them out, and restringing them. Well, I mean, I can understand how that could get pretty redundant. I mean, even sometimes the stuff that you really enjoy. Oh my gosh, I made her neck really freaking long. She's a pony. Like, she's... I mean, the job that I have, we get a lot of customers, but it's a pretty big corporation, so... I'm already enjoying this one a lot more than I enjoyed the last one, I'm not gonna lie. But that's just because this is a character that I enjoy drawing. The rest of that time mostly goes to playing random songs. Well, I mean, that sounds kind of fun. Not gonna... When you're really into music, sometimes you just really want to play your music. I mean, I used to play a musical instrument. I don't anymore, but although sometimes I had a hard time figuring out what song I wanted to play. Big bonus is that there's Tim Hortons. Ooh, yeah, Tim Hortons is good. I used to work at a coffee shop myself, and it was definitely convenient to be able to get coffee whenever I wanted. Yeah, I don't exactly remember why I fell in love with this series so much, but it had some interesting qualities to it. The biggest struggle with trying to figure out what to draw when it came to this stuff is that a lot of people have already done so much. We used to have a coffee shop merge into the building, but our company bought them out and we got a complete mirror model. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it was a good decision, though. Not used for storage. Well, when you're working in a guitar shop, you definitely need some space. But this series is definitely entertaining. I'm gonna look up some I can't remember the word. The series, I mean, I started to enjoy it just because it's like almost like something that I used to be embarrassed to actually say that I would enjoy it. But I honestly, I feel like when you get to your 20s, you start to realize things that you actually enjoy, and you like are able to enjoy them without shame. Because you start to learn you don't really care. I love pick sliding on electronics. Annoy the hell out of most people, but it's so much fun. Yeah, I mean, I know that like there's certain things that I enjoy that not everybody's gonna enjoy. But I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. It is your life. You do what you do. But this character, I mean, I don't really relate to her in the slightest, unfortunately. She had like a sister that she was outshined by, and I do not relate. I was, I mean, my brother was a lot more academically gifted than me. But it never felt like he was always outshining me. I mean, it definitely felt like my parents paid a lot more attention to him than me, but like not to that point, not to that extent. Just gonna use a texture for that. this is kind of like in the transition for the darkness to kind of come over her. Like she's terrified, it's painful. That's kind of my angle on this. I mean, oh my goodness. This character has a very similar appeal about her as like how someone might feel when they're learning about like serial killers and stuff like that. Not that not that she was a serial killer, but it just kind of like, it's just interesting to learn about. You were always the outcast when it came to most things in regard to my family, completely different music tastes, hobbies, dreams, academics, etc. I feel I was kind of similar to that too, but it's hard to really remember when I was that young. It's been a hot minute since I felt that way. I have a whole different outlook on what my body and brain are telling me. And I basically have a don't like me, fuck you type attitude now. But my brother is definitely a little bit more academically gifted than I was, but that is a-okay. Back then, I definitely felt like, oh, I'm never gonna be good enough because my brother always does a lot better than me. But, I mean, that was very different thinking. Because I definitely don't feel that way anymore. Like, I love my brother. I would do a lot of things to make sure he was safe or taken care of. I would never leave him hanging. Just like he would never leave me hanging. My brother and I are very close. Always has. I mean, we used to get into a lot of fights, but not like physical fights. But like, I don't know. He's a good brother. That's something that I can never lie about. This series is very like, it was almost like with my newly diagnosed ADHD brain was like, so maybe it was like my ADHD that really brought it out in me. Because when I was younger, I just thought people didn't like me because they just, I don't know how else. But like, I had friends, but I didn't have the same type of friends that I have now, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't make much sense. But I had friends, but it definitely took a while to get there. But like my newly diagnosed ADHD brain was like, hey, I haven't been making a ton of friends, so like maybe watch a TV show that will either like give me some ideas about being a friend, or like, how else can I put this? Like how I can work to make new friends. I mean, I get, you could say that it worked because I have a lot more friends now. one of the first videos I watched that had My Little Pony in it was actually a music video that involved this character that I'm drawing right now. I think it's called like Children of the Night or something. When you got into high school, half of your friends would split off into different directions, stuff like two, which stuck with me throughout the whole high school years. Yeah, I mean, now that I'm older, I definitely find that having less friends can actually be a lot easier because it's so much less upkeep and less drama. I mean, there's always going to be drama when it comes to friends, but it's not as much to keep track of. Because, like, if you have, like, 40 friends, and then, like, 2 of them have, like, a falling out, you don't want to have to feel like you're going to choose between friends. Because that should never be an issue, or never be in the cards. When I got to high school, I was probably in a different boat, unless you were also in band. One of my integrations was band because I already had a small community that I was a part of. That I had spent time with them throughout the entire summer. So it might have been it's probably a little different for me than it was for you. And we were probably in different times. I don't know how old you are. No, I don't really need to know. But I know that, like, with my age of stuff, it was definitely kind of common for a lot of people, like, a lot of friend groups to either, I mean, God, what am I talking about? I apologize, guys. I had a little bit of the ganj a little bit ago, and it's definitely still in my system, and it's making my brain go like, oh, are we supposed to be talking? You just, like, make your mouth move, and then we'll just try to fill in the words. And it's not working out as well as I was hoping it would. But I actually got kind of lucky with my integration from, like, middle school to high school. Middle school sucked, but it sucks for everybody. In my opinion, if high school wasn't, like, absolute hell for you, then good for you. All good, lol. Should hear Andrew during some streams. I might not be following. Is it because he talks kind of weird or what? Because my man is a little odd, and I do know that. One of the first times we spent like time around Christmas together, we got high together and put the tree up all together. And he almost fell into the tree multiple times. And he was getting cotton mouth pretty bad. High streams, I mean, yeah. I know that it's, like, trying to decide if it's really worth me being high for a stream. Because sometimes I feel like I zone out. Sometimes I zone out a lot more when I'm high. Sounds like something he'd do. Yeah. yeah. My boyfriend's a little weird, but I love him regardless. I was teasing him because he was like, every 2 seconds, he was like, I need a drink of water. I'd be like, you're just drinking a lot of water. But we got the tree up, and he actually said that he really enjoyed that time with me. Because instead of dreading it like he does every year, he actually was looking forward to doing that with me. Yeah, Andrew is an interesting character. I was actually expecting a lot of people to not believe he had a girlfriend for a while, just because of how he was. Like, but some people, like most people, sounds a lot more mean now that I'm saying it out loud. I'm sorry. He and I have already talked about this. He's not, like, offended by it at all. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Am I shaky, or is it the... I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why I was getting wiggly lines there for a minute. He's mentioned you a few times from what I remember. Yeah, he's told me too. But I know he loves me as much as I love him. Been watching the guy for 3 years now. Wow. Congrats. I'm about to be watching him every day once we live together. I've been with the man 5 years. No, we're at 5.5 now. Oh my gosh. It's definitely, he's not too different on stream from what I've seen from his streams, because I used to tune into his streams a little bit, but I just started getting really busy. I should do it more often, though, because he does it for me, but he's also one of my mods. I think I've also been modding for him for a little over 2 years. But you're doing a really good job for him. Hasn't removed me yet, so yeah. I don't think he has the heart to remove anybody, but I still think that you do a good job. He hasn't told me about any outbursts that he hasn't been, that you guys haven't been able to handle. Andrew's a character. I know this stuff isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it's really nice. I've set up his auto mod and dyno mechanics for him. Should probably walk him through that at some point. Even though I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'd probably appreciate it. What's a dyno mechanic? I don't know if I've ever heard of that. Is it like a thing for Twitch? I feel like with having ADHD, it definitely like makes me go through different phases. This is one that kind of like stuck around. I've actually heard something that's a little bit too accurate, where with having ADHD, my hobby is collecting hobbies. Pretty much a server settings manager for moderation and such. Oh, is it like only for Twitch, or is that like a thing that can be done on YouTube? But yeah, having a ADHD, it's almost too accurate to be like have your hobby be collecting hobbies, because like with ADHD, it's hard to like stick with one because you can lose interest so quickly. And it's not even like having depression, it's actually, I mean, depression goes with it, but that's a story for another time. It's for Discord, not sure if there's a YouTube mod. Oh, worth an ask. You'd have to check. I'm sure I could probably look into it. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I was, speaking of Andrew, with him having ADD, he got lucky with the age that he got diagnosed. Because he got diagnosed as a child. And I just remembered the type of medicine he takes. The actual name of it. Took me all day to remember. I was having a conversation with my dad about it earlier today, and I couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream so far. I definitely sometimes feel like it's almost like I'm like on a call with somebody that is just not responding. You got diagnosed with ADD and don't take meds for it. I don't take medication for mine either. Never thought I needed it. I got diagnosed when I was 21. So it's a pretty late diagnosis. And I remember I told my dad, and he goes, and I was like, yeah, hey, I'm just letting you know, I just got diagnosed with ADHD. And my dad's like, cool, I have it too. And I'm like, would have been nice to know earlier because it is pretty hereditary. I feel like it's kind of weird getting diagnosed at a later age. Because, like, for most of, like, your years, you were, so used to doing things that way because no one would really accept you otherwise. Teachers, friends, all that. So you had to have certain coping mechanisms. And it's like almost weird to go back and then be like, oh, I actually do have something that it has to be like taken a little bit more seriously than I thought. Oh, so you've had ADHD for years, so now I'm dropping this to you on 20. Yeah, pretty much. And, like, with ADHD, it can be very hereditary. And it would have been nice to know that my dad had it all these years. But no. I didn't even make the connection. I remember at one point I thought I had it, and when I was, like, younger. And I told my mom, and I was like, hey, I think I might have ADHD. And then she's like, why do you think you have your ADHD? And I said, because I forget everything. And she goes, you don't have ADHD. Look at me now, Mom. Oh, and by the way, I love my mom. I just find that interaction really funny that we had. Yeah, we're just gonna casually be like, do you think I have ADHD? Oh, yeah. That's how I found out that I have an ED. Hey, do you think I have an eating disorder, therapist? Oh, yeah. What a thing to just drop so casually. But, like, they don't do tests like that for, like, ADHD in school, I don't think. At least not anymore. When I was younger, like, the only one that you had was, like, to figure out if you were autistic or not. Oh, whoops. Dropped something. It has been retrieved. Excuse me. It's definitely hit my system, but that's okay. Should have made a bet like, hey Mom, if you're wrong about my ADHD diagnosis, you're paying off my student debt. I wouldn't do that to my mother. She's already had enough of her own. She's already had enough debt that she's had to pay off. I love my mother. Always have, always will. I know not everyone gets the luxury of having something like that, but I do. But if she was capable, I'd definitely be asking. I'm actually very proud of this so far. What do we think? I'm pretty proud of it. I might want to fix this though. Oops, that is the eraser, not the... Actually, I might want to erase it a little bit. I've actually, like, throughout the years, I've had to accept the fact that my parents are always going to be seen as the goody two-shoes of parents because I didn't have a traumatic childhood. Like I tell everybody, I will always be my worst critic, but I always believe that practice makes perfect. Maybe not perfect, but practice makes the skill that you want. So I am sure that if you truly wanted to, you could get drawings out like that. By no means do I think my artwork is perfect. I think it looks good so far, but I do not believe it is perfect. Literally draw stick figures whenever Andrew has a card extreme because I can't draw for crap. Hey, stick figures is where we start. That's where I started. Because, like, for an example, if I take away these two layers, start with this is pretty much a stick figure. That's how I started off, and then I would add a sketch on top of it, and then I would do my line art. And with the line art, I can get more of the details that I've been wanting. Stick figures is where where you go. I know Katie has in the past been like, it's almost like it's so professional. But that's just kind of the way I was taught. You kind of start with what like position you want to put your character in, and then you just kind of go from there. Why does a crescent moon always have to be so freaking hard to draw? This is gonna take me a freaking hot minute. Oh, so close. I mean, Andrew's shown me a couple of the drawings that came out of those streams. They're definitely on the interesting side. Now time to get rid of that sketchy layer. And look what we've got. Pollinations come out of those guard extreme stuff that should be locked in the darkest cellar imaginable. You know, fair. I call it interesting because I'm too nice for my own good. As much as sometimes I want to be mean. Usually line work is my least favorite, but I was actually able to do a pretty good job, and actually I had a lot more fun with this line art or line work. Because lining is usually my favorite, my least favorite. I think we did a merged one last stream where it was a normal head at the top, a chest with a mouth, and very, very short legs. Honestly, that kind of already seems like something Andrew would draw just on his own time. But that is my opinion of it. Andrew draws some weird things. Sometimes it's fun to just, like, draw something really weird. I know I've had my fair share of some doozies and with what I've drawn, but it was a mistake. Like, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna put some... I'm gonna add some texture, like some bump to it, but I'm gonna start off with the lines. There's been this ongoing thing for 3 years from Andrew's SCP Containment Breach playthrough. Yeah. What's that? See, he only tells me so much. I did a couple of fun things today, though. I actually decided that today was going to be the day that I made some cookies. So there's this vending machine that can dispense anything that can be put into a liquid form, and we thought it would be fun, the idea to put a certain type of liquid from the lower body right under. Like you physically ran out of the room, that would be dispensed into a cup. I have a couple things that I think it might be, because I think I remember him telling me about it, because it does that type of stuff does sound familiar. He beat the game with it. I remember it now. I remember him saying that he carried a cup until he beat the game. I'll have to ask him the actual liquid, because I'm not sure. I think I might have the word banned on my stream. I do apologize if you're hearing my cat snoring. He's currently in his bed on my desk. It's actually, unfortunately, right next to where I put my mic, but it is the spot that I have for the mic is the best possible spot for it. But I can't move him. Cappy. Did you hear that? The purr. I'm gonna purr into the camera, purr into the mic. Put down. Free ASMR. Cappy gives the best ASMR. It is what I think it is? Okay. Just gotta be sure. But I'll probably bring that up to him, and he's probably gonna laugh about it. Surprised he's not in the live tonight. He's usually here. Purring, yes. There might be a time where I get like a little cam for like showing off my cats, like a little cat cam. But that's a work in progress thought. The one you were hearing is my black cat. His name is Cappuccino, or Cappy for short. And he is the sweetest, stupidest little thing on this little planet. What has Dark been telling you? Since I read it out loud, I'm sure he can hear it, but he's also been asleep for the past, 40 minutes. He jumped up here pretty soon after I went live. Then he passed right out. I actually just recently cleaned out his bed from all the fur and litter he's collected in there. I don't know how he got that much freaking fur into the crevices. Got this horn at this level of zoom looks really bad. But I promise it's just a unicorn horn. I'm just putting in texture. Da, 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 da. And here, oh. Yep. He grunt. Cappy's a little helper. He chills out with me while I'm at my desk. This actually used to be his permanent bed when I first got him because I was so scared that while I was sleeping to me, my orange cat would get mad and hurt him when I wasn't able to be there to protect him. I have to brush my curtains like every week. My cats shed so much and they like to lay in the window. I don't have any windows right now, but I'm sure that when I do have windows, they're going to absolutely live in them. But I feel like that's kind of a thing that cats do. But since you said you just got a fourth cat, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm sure Andrew has talked about Cappy a lot on his stream because, in his words, Cappy is the most aggressively affectionate cat that he's ever met. What we're going to do... There we go, that's a pretty accurate color. He has, oh yeah. Ah, no! Had a good hour-long rant about it today. About the cats laying in the window. This is what sucks about when you do like the fill, because you never know what all you were able to get filled, and sometimes it comes out like it covers the entirety of the screen. Oh, like that. So we got some intense concentration here. about how Cappy's really affectionate. Oh, the things that you find when you go over this again. Ah! Get the tiniest little freaking gap here. Grr. Okay, I think we're past the stage where I need to be immensely focused. I'm like hunched like a frickin' gremlin here. Oh no! Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Cappy decided to go right in front of the mic. Probably gonna go to bed soon. That's alright. Well, I hope you have a really good night. Got very intense to this. Thank you much. Once I get this main color down, I'll probably end up ending the stream. But I really want to get this color done. There we go. Alrighty guys, I think that is going to be it for today's stream. And I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Sorry I wasn't super talkative. I'm trying my best to get more into how talkative I was. I'm not sure why I haven't been that talkative, but I will work on that. I hope everyone has a great day, night, or whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.